Let's say you've made the decision, you're ready to move, you're stepping out of the US or the UK and actually planning to build a life somewhere else. Now, if you're thinking Europe, the big question usually is France, Spain, or Portugal. They all sound great, right? Warm weather, good healthcare, slower pace. But which one actually works for your life and not just your wish list? I guess this isn't about fantasy, this is about function. And the truth is, most people compare these countries using, I think anyway, the wrong lens. They chase cheap housing, or they look for the lowest tax rate, or they scroll Instagram and fall in love with a postcard. But what you really want to know is, where can I live an awesome life that runs smoothly? So here's the core lens I want to give you, and it's one we've seen again and again with real clients. You need to choose the country whose system works for you, not the one with the cheapest housing or the best tax treaty, because we believe this journey rewards people who want to build a life, not a portfolio. If you're just chasing a deal, it will catch up with you, I promise. But if you want structure, healthcare that works, admin that runs, and a sense of local rhythm, then the system matters more than the surface. And in this video, let me be clear, we're not ranking countries. I guess I'm trying to help you find the one that actually matches you and your situation, your circumstances, and the dream you're trying to work towards. This is especially for two groups of movers, okay? Retirees, people who want peace of mind, predictable healthcare, and a rhythm that works in the long run. And then we call them the soft landers, people giving themselves 6 to 12 months to test the waters. Maybe you're not sure if it's forever, but you know it's time for a serious shift. Both groups have one thing in common: they don't want to waste their time. They're not fantasizing about French lavender fields or Lisbon cafes. They're planning a move that needs to work financially, logistically, and emotionally. So with that in mind, let's try to go deeper. Let's start with the one thing that rarely makes it into comparison charts: community. Go through the Reddit threads. Portugal feels warm and easy, and in many ways it is. People are kind, English is widely spoken, there's a huge expat presence. But in places like Lisbon, the tension is real. Rents have exploded, some locals feel priced out, and there's this subtle shift, like, are you adding value or just taking up space? If you're not learning the language or engaging with the culture, it can feel like a wall. Spain is more outwardly social, warm, expressive, and generous, but it moves at its own rhythm. Late nights, slow mornings, a real culture pulse that's very different from what we're used to. Some love it, some really get a bit bored by it. France feels formal at first, but when you learn the systems, the rhythms, the rituals, even just bonjour at the bakery, it opens slowly but solidly. Now let's talk about visas, because this is where the myth gap gets wide. Most people assume these countries work the same, and they really don't. Portugal's D7 visa was hot for a while, but the system's overwhelmed, offices are underfunded, renewals stall, and people end up waiting 6 months with no answers, and that creates real life limbo. Spain is a lot smoother. Non-lucrative visa is well understood, but the experience varies wildly from region to region. Madrid might be sharp, Malaga might misfile your paperwork. There's no national standard. France, I believe, is structured, clear documentation, proper staffing, reliable timelines. Put it this way: if you've got housing, insurance, and proof of income lined up, you can be on a plane within a month. And once you're in, you're not fighting the system, you're carried by it. Predictable renewals, clear residency paths, a state that functions. It's not just about entry, it's about stability. Right, healthcare is often what tips the scale though. All three countries offer good care, but how you access it and how soon really matters. In France, after 3 months of legal residence, you can join the public system. And it's not just about coverage, it's peace of mind. The care is excellent, the reimbursements are fast, and the out-of-pocket costs are low. And starting in 2025, France has introduced a new health contribution for non-EU long-stay visitors. That's not a penalty, it's clarification, a clean way to pay into the system that then fully supports you. Spain's system is strong, but you have to wait a year to buy into it unless you're working. Until then, the private insurance still affordable, but it delays access to the core network. Portugal gives you access quickly as soon as you're a resident, but the infrastructure can be thinner, wait time stretch, and the care is kind, but the depth varies. If you're someone who wants reliability, especially as you age, I believe France gives you the cleanest path to the longest support. All right, taxes. Been trying to put this one off because it kind of scares me. I'll have a go. If you're a US citizen, you're still filing your US returns. That never ever goes away. but local tax treatment matters, especially for retirees. Here are the key differences. France has a strange view of US tax on social security. Spain and Portugal is a bit cleaner, but France is one of the strongest tax treaties with the US, and this is crucial. The IRS now recognise France's social charges as income tax. That means you get credit. You don't get double taxed. Is France cheaper on paper? Well, no, but it is consistent, and that matters more than chasing loopholes or hoping rates don't change. For retirees with fixed income, France is often easier to plan around. There are no surprises once you're in the system, and that's a real win. Every country has its trade-off though, let's not pretend otherwise. Portugal is definitely the most laid back, it's beautiful, but things move slowly, admin feels stretched, infrastructure outside of Lisbon can lag behind a little. Spain, of course, offers that beautiful sunshine, a real lifestyle shift, but the cultural rhythm and regional bureaucracy wear some people down. What feels charming at first can become frustrating if you're trying to handle serious logistics. France expects more of you up front. You have to prepare. The system assumes structure, but when you meet it on its terms, it really does work. The visa holds, the healthcare runs, the tax system doesn't shift under your feet. It's not for everyone, but for people who want long-term clarity, I think it's worth it. So if you're trying to pick between France, Spain and Portugal, don't start with the housing prices, don't start with the Instagram fantasy, and definitely don't start with the tax hacks. Start with the question, what kind of system do I want holding me up? France isn't always the easiest to enter, but it's certainly the cleanest. And once you're in, it rewards you consistently. You're not guessing, you're not hoping. You're building. That's why I say it again. Choose the country whose system works for you, not the one, the best postcard. Now, if France is on your radar, if this sounds like the kind of system you could actually build into, I'd love for you to join our newsletter. Each week we share grounded, practical insights on life in France, from how people structure their move to healthcare realities to visa planning and tax clarity. It's built for serious movers, not dreamers. And it's free. You can sign up below. If you're planning a real move or even just preparing to decide, this will keep you 3 steps ahead of the chaos. Well, that's our mission anyway. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.